We are at day 2 of Crescendo 125. This is an impromptu podcast. I'm recording it for the sole reason that I met someone who was so interesting that I wanted everyone else to feel the same excitement that I felt when I spoke to her. She is the mother of Dr. Lloyd, who is one of the keynote speakers at Crescendo today. Let us welcome Toastmaster Helena Souza. Toastmaster Helena, I am sure you must be very proud of your son. Can you tell us something about Dr. Lloyd that other Toastmasters have not heard of before?
Thank you, Shambhavi. I think, first of all, I would like to say that Shambhavi and I met in the hall during the Toastmasters meet, and we immediately clicked. I think we are on the same wavelength.
Absolutely, I felt the same.
Yeah. Regarding my son, Lloyd, I must say, first of all, that I was very proud of him. And for all that he has done, in fact, he has been with the Toastmasters just say about for the last 4 years.
Yes. Oh, that's it. The way he spoke today, I thought he was like on for like 10 years, maybe even.
No. But then he put his heart and soul into that. And he even came to the level of this, what is this called, this level?
It's the annual conference, and he gave a keynote speech.
Yes, he gave a keynote speech. And now he's the area director for our club at Kalamwood, Goa.
Oh, wow. So, leadership and public speaking all in the same package.
Yes, absolutely. Very much. And not just public speaking. He's, of course, a doctor by profession.
Yes.
And besides, he conducts all these first aid courses, which are very much appreciated by different corporates and other companies here. And not just that, he is also a fantastic dancer. He and his wife have won a gold medal at the International Dance Competition in Bombay.
Multi-talented. And wow, what more could we want than that?
And also a marathon runner. He has won so many medals.
I asked you for one thing about him. I think you've given me plenty.
There's so much that I can say about him besides being such a wonderful, loving son.
It's so inspiring to hear that one person is actually capable of doing so much. Yes, it takes a lot of time, energy, and of course, some raw talent to be able to do all this.
Very true, Sambubi. Yes.
Yes. So, um, any specific incidents about Dr. Lloyd that made you very proud?
Uh, I could say there are many, but I think earlier when he was young, he was a very shy child. I couldn't believe, I'm sure you wouldn't believe that. I don't, yes. But very soon he joined the youth group of the association in Kalangut. And then he came out of that. And from there was no looking back, you know. Every activity of his, in whatever he does, he has done me proud.
I think the very fact that he's saving lives, that's one thing also is something to be proud of every moment.
Right.
Because there are so many people around who, for whom bee is a part of their everyday lives.
Because there was a summary, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And can you tell us how his Toastmaster journey started? I mean, you spoke about the youth club, but how did he actually turn to Toastmasters?
In fact, never really went deep into asking him, but I myself wasn't much aware of this Toastmaster. And then I found him and my daughter in law going to these meetings because they started by joining the Panjim Club. Okay. And then once he became the area director, he started the club in Kalangut. And then he kind of motivated me to join it, though I felt I was too old. But then he says, "Mom, come on, it's fun," he said. And that's how, I got into it.
Absolutely. I don't think that Toastmasters has an age. You can keep doing it till as long as you like. Yeah. And that's just for how I feel about it too, right? So you yourself are a budding Toastmaster now, right? Yes, very much. And can you tell us how you felt when you started as a new Toastmaster?
In fact, to tell you frankly, I was always comfortable speaking in public because since I was a professor in a college and I was teaching for the last 25 years, and earlier had participated in many elocutions and debates in school and college, and I even trained some youngsters in public speaking. But now in Toastmasters, I feel that there are so many technicalities which I didn't know. So even at this age, I feel I'm still learning.
Oh, wow. So you were teaching for 25 years, yes, which means you were very comfortable talking to a large audience, and you trained people to do that. Yes, in spite of that, you find value in what Toastmasters is doing.
In fact, I find it very interesting and I feel I'm enjoying it basically more as a hobby than anything else.
So how did it change you as a person after you joined Toastmasters?
In fact, I was always an extrovert for that matter because I play an active part. I'm the general secretary of the Senior Citizens Association of my village, where we organize a lot of activities for our seniors, like even trips abroad and stuff like that. I also work with the widows because I'm a widow myself. I lost my husband, who was a doctor, about 6 years ago. And now I help the widows, maybe not just financially, but by maybe helping them with advice and stuff like that.
Maybe you could inspire some of them to join too. Those who are interested in public speaking. Yes, sometimes I feel it's just the need to be heard, to let your story be told in front of a group of friends,
Very much.
which is also what Toastmaster really is about.
Yes. I think I will do that because I'm just a member of the Toastmasters. I'm just 10 months old in the Toastmasters.
10 months is also a long time. You can inspire somebody who's been there, like who's never come, who's been there for about a month.
Very much. I think I'll do that.
And it also makes you very active, irrespective of the age. Being with people, inspiring them, motivating them, it makes us feel better very much.
In fact, our Kalangut Club, we have our meetings at our house. And I enjoy hosting these meetings.
Oh, wow. So you make a lot of new friends.
Yes. And I make friends with all these youngsters who come, and it's fun having them over.
Absolutely. Some time ago, you mentioned that your daughter-in-law is also a Toastmaster.
Yes, in fact, my daughter-in-law Nadia, in fact, now at this meeting, she's going to participate in the international speech contest.
Oh, wow. So you have like how many members in your family in Toastmasters?
In fact, my son Lloyd, Nadia, and me.
So three of you, three. So it runs in the family.
It does. And now my granddaughter has joined recently, but she's unable to attend because she's here in Pune. And shortly, and once she completes the course, she'll be home. Maybe then she'll be more active.
So your daughter, your granddaughter,
Sorry, I'm talking about my granddaughter.
So you're hoping that she joins too.
Yes, she has joined already. Yes. Another Ella, somewhere in this, she joined our Kalamut club. But since she's in Pune now, she has a problem attending the meetings. But maybe later, when she finishes her studies, maybe she'll be a regular.
Oh, yes, definitely. Now, since we are talking about your family, one last trick question for you.
Yes.
And do you all evaluate each other's speeches at home?
In fact, just last meeting, I evaluated my granddaughter. Why did that? And it was fun.
And does she evaluate your speeches too?
She didn't have an opportunity so far. But Nadia has evaluated my speech. And I've been a general evaluator where I have touched on her speech as well.
Excellent. I think at a time where, some families, they struggle to bind between especially the mother-in-law and the new generation, you could say. This is a great example of how Toastmasters has been binding your family.
Very much. In fact, we interact a lot more after joining Toastmasters because, my son is my mentor And then sometimes I go to my daughter-in-law for mentoring because they've been members of the Toastmasters longer than I am.
I'm sure you have excellent mentors in both of them. The only thing, I don't think y'all are showing time cards when you're, conversing at home.
No, in fact, that was my weakness, and I brought it up very, in a very humorous way last time. Because last time I participated in the contest, I was almost rated number one, and I exceeded the time, so I lost. Otherwise, I would have been here today participating in table topics.
Maybe you will be there next year. And that definitely my hope for you. And I'm hoping that we meet again in next year's.
I'm looking forward, Sambhavi, really, definitely. I enjoyed this time with you so much. Yeah, it has been great knowing and meeting you. And
Same here, same here. And on that fun note, I'd like to thank Toastmaster Helena for this wonderful interview. She agreed to do this at the drop of a hat. And I can see a future table topics contestant in her. This is Shambhavi signing off from day 2 of Crescendo 125.